Hi friends, welcome you all to a learning of economic survey. We have entered the ninth chapter of volume 1 of economic survey, my dear friends. Superb learning. Pat yourself on your back for, completing 8 chapters, my dear friends. Superb. Now, this chapter is about the, uh, criticality of public health care, especially taking the case of the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, my dear friends. Yeah, by taking that as an example, we have batted for why public health infrastructure is important and how it is actually, how it has fared, and by its performance, why it reinforces our faith in having public health infrastructure in place, notwithstanding the fact that the private healthcare industry in India has developed so much. Why we still require public health infrastructure in a big way is clearly reinforced in this chapter, my dear friends. Now, having said this, let us begin by understanding the concept of public goods. All right. See, there are certain goods, my dear friends, which are non-rival and non-excludable in nature. Non-rival, non-excludable, which means uh, you cannot bring in an element of excludability in provision of these goods, and because of which it's very difficult to uh, determine the prices of these goods. Got that? No, I'm trying to tell you. It's very difficult to arrive at determination of the prices because everyone needs them. Everyone needs them. Take the case of access to clean drinking water or hygienic environment or what do you call medical care. All right, the, the, these are public goods, my dear friends. Okay, now why did I call them public goods? It's because the private sector or the market forces may fail to deliver these goods timely and promptly, my dear friends, because these goods have that inherent tendency in them not to properly reveal the price differ. I mean what I'm talking about is as simple as this, my dear friend. Let me simplify it for you. All I'm trying to tell you is because of their non-rival nature. So, see, someone getting access to sanitation, access to medical care is not depriving someone else. Got that? No, what I'm talking about. So when the goods are non-rival, non-excludable in nature, yeah, it's very difficult to discover their prices because they will have to be universally provided. All right. See, it's only when you are providing to some people is when you can attach value to a good, and that value is what the private sector tries to correct, my dear friends. But then when the goods are like this, yeah, someone with a higher level of beneficence, in our case, in our example, if we take government, will have to take initiative in providing these goods, my dear friends, because private sector may not be forthcoming, may not be willing much to invest in provision of these goods. Are you connecting to what I'm talking about, my dear friends? It's such goods gets to be called as public goods. Fair enough. Such goods get to be called as public goods. So basically public goods are goods that has to be provided by the government because of their non-rival and non-excludable nature. The private sector may not be willing to provide those goods and services because it may not have great margins in terms of profits and all that, my dear friends. But then there is a catch. Now, if let us say these public goods, okay, which is now, as you understood, are exclusively provided by government, is not of good nature, is not of good quality. The public goods which are, now very well why government alone can provide it to all. Government alone can provide it to all. Okay, if it is not of good quality, what will the rich do? They will look out for better alternatives. They will See, now they'll go to private sector, and private sector, by exchanging a higher value for the same goods to be provided, may provide them with a superior quality good. Okay, not only that, they may even lobby for better services, the private sector, but the poor cannot do. I mean, what the rich can do, my dear friends, in terms of getting these goods in a much better way, poor cannot do. All right. Now, the real problem arises when the governments suffer from what we call as the horizon problem, my dear friends. Now, what is this horizon problem? Okay, what is this horizon problem all about? Uh, there is something called time horizon problem in electoral democracies. What happens in electoral democracies, my dear friends? You have this continuous political challenge to be, uh, you know, what do you call, wooing the electorate in a very short span of time that you have got to be in power. Yeah, in just about 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you will have to be wooing the electorate by giving them a lot of things that they may need now. Some short-term gains you need to have so that you can come back to power. Now, in such a case, when a government has to choose between coming up with a health project that has long-term implications and coming up with something that can be provided right now, yeah, uh, like freebies and all that, it would go with this, my dear friends. Are you connecting to what I'm talking about, my dear friends? It'll go with option number two, because option number two comes with short-term gains. The health infrastructure, which can have long-term implications to the country, to the socio-economic health of the country, may not be preferred for public investment because of the time horizon problem. Are you connecting to what I'm talking about, my dear friends? Fair enough. Perfect. Superb. If you have understood, it's fantastic, my dear friends. Okay. Now, this is where the challenge of uh, health infrastructure, especially public health infrastructure, comes about. See, all governments across the globe would want to provide best health services to its citizens, because health is wealth. A healthy citizen is an asset to the country, my dear friends. Okay, even in India, we have tried to do as much as possible, including we have had so many failed attempts to universalize the healthcare in India, my dear friends, making health services highly affordable, highly accessible to all its citizens. But uh, as survey points out, one of the first few programs that has stood up to almost providing healthcare to around close to 50%, 40% of the population has been the Ayushman Bharat Jan Arogya Yojana. Okay, Jan Arogya Yojana, my dear friends. Here, see, the Jan Arogya Yojana covers, uh, uh, you know, more than crore families, and on a family floater basis, it has a health insurance cover of 5 lakh rupees. Family floater basis, 5 lakh rupees means, my dear friends, anyone in the family member can use it. And it covers pre-hospitalization charges 3 days, post-hospitalization expenses 15 days. Uh, so much of health infrastructure, wellness centers. It's like a dream come true for a country like India, which aspires to be very, very healthy, for it to achieve all the bigger aspiration goals that it has, and all that PMJAY has brought about, my dear friends. Ayushman Bharat's PMJAY has brought about. But we will have to verify with the facts, right, how it has actually done. When we look into the facts, my dear friends, there are two ways of looking at it. One, overall, how PMJAY has done. Another, going by a difference in difference approach, by comparing among the states which have adopted PMJAY, and the ones which have not adopted it. Fair enough. Now, going by the actual statistics, my dear friends, the general surgery, the obstetrics, and the gynecology, they are the departments where PMJY has done really really well even during the COVID pandemic times. General medicine, okay, which is most sought after at the time of the COVID pandemic, even though it did fell, okay, there was a V-shaped recovery, my dear friends, because generally people were skeptical to go near the hospitals during the pandemic times, because of which the people who consumed the health services related to general medicine may have been less during the pandemic times, but it has disproportionately increased, showing clearly that V-shaped recovery, my dear friends, in the health. Got that what I'm trying to tell you? No, V-shaped recovery in terms of its subscription, in terms of its usage and all that, which is very very good. Which means what? The out-of-pocket expenditure of people is actually coming down, especially of the poor and the vulnerable people in the country, getting to understand. And there is this dialysis, which is a high frequency but low cost critical health intervention, my dear friends. It's very critical. I mean, it's life saving. Even during the pandemic times, people have used under PMJAY the dialysis services very, very frequently. In fact, to the extent that we have thought of using National Dialysis Mission with PMJAY. Okay, so if you just take the overall performance of PMJAY, I have a slide at the end of this video, my dear friends, which shows how PMJAY has helped in improving so many health indicators in the country. And if you take into consideration the difference approach, PMJAY has considered primarily the comparison between West Bengal, which did not adopt PMJAY, with three of its neighbors, Bihar, Assam, and Sikkim. Okay, not only because they are its neighbors, but because they all had similar level of health performance. Those bottom line indicators almost was at the similar level at the onset of PMJAY. And just within few months from PMJAY being implemented in these three states, and in West Bengal where it was not implemented, you can see a big difference, my dear friends. On so many parameters, these three states have done exceptionally well compared to West Bengal, clearly reinforcing to us that PMJAY has worked. Now, PMJAY, see, I have a slide towards the end of this video, my dear friends, which shows on what all fronts Bihar, Sikkim, Assam has outperformed West Bengal, which did not adopt PMJAY. Fair enough, my dear friends. In fact, I see the greatest, what do you call, jump in these three states with reference to health has been in terms of the health insurance. What do you call, subscriptions, my dear friends. The health insurance subscriptions has increased tremendously with these three states, and of course so many other parameters they have done well. I have a fact file put on a slide towards the end of this video, my dear friend. Just watch it, okay? Now, but what is very very what do you call, what is very very important, my dear friends, according to survey, is that whatever, how much ever private medical healthcare may be and do in a country, it is very very important to not only have the critical public healthcare infrastructure, but also have it like the PMJAY has shown the way. Got that what I'm trying to do? This is what the chapter is talking about, my dear friends. Enjoy some of the facts that is going to be played after this video, my dear friends. It's very very important for you, those facts. Also, please try to remember them. Thank you so much, my dear friends, for watching this video. Let's meet in the last chapter of economic survey, okay, in the next video, my dear friends. Thank you so much.